Shattered body slowly covering the light. Pull the trigger every night to stay alive. Hope is wishing, but you're running out of time. If I could only read your mind. Read your mind. If I could only read your mind. Here we are, a million stars floating over our heads. Beating hearts, falling apart, staying up to forget. But baby, we'll fall. We all go dancing down. And paradise is found. We're shaking up the ground. 'Cause there ain't no stopping now.
Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for the iRacing Super Stock League Super Speedway Series. That's kind of a mouthful, and we're here at the virtual Daytona International Speedway getting ready for some Super Speedway action. Joining me tonight in the booth is the always exciting Craig Smith. He's an experienced iRacer. How you doing tonight?
Hey, pretty good, Atlee. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have another great experienced iRacer in the booth, have that concept of iRacing as we got the two Intensity Racing team drivers getting out on the track right now. This is the second time that we've broadcasted a race with them. Last time, it didn't exactly go in their favor. Josh finished second, but they didn't get the first place money. But last Friday, there was another race. We didn't have the chance to broadcast it though. And Josh ended up finishing first place and getting the first place prize money. Joe ended up finishing third, so they got even more. So a lot of money being won, and they can still win more tonight with like a 1-2 finish as they're getting now onto the straightaway for some drafting. Now, some information on the track. It's a 2.5-mile superspeedway with 31-degree turns, as you can see. Look how far the car is leaning in there, and then we got 18-degree on the front straightaway. Here's some information on the track. No one could have known it then, but when Daytona International Speedway opened in 1959, it marked the beginning of a new era in American motorsport. As a replacement for the old beach road course a few miles east, the opening of the high-banked 2.5-mile Florida Tri-Oval represented the leading edge of a wave of construction of big paved speed palaces. Before Daytona, Indianapolis was the only American oval track longer than 1.25 miles, and most racing took place on dirt ovals a mile or less in length. From the very first Daytona 500, won by Lee Petty in a three-way photo finish, those high banks, so steep that it is hard to walk up them, proved a favorable venue for wide-open stock car racing, and Daytona kicked off the growth of NASCAR as we know it today. Daytona was also the first multi-use facility with a 3.56-mile road circuit incorporating the infield and most of the oval. Host not only to the Daytona 500, but also to the Rolex 24 season kickoff for the Grand Am Rolex Sports Car Series. It's also home to the AMA's signature Daytona 200 during Bike Week, the WKA's Daytona Kart Week between Christmas and New Year's, and a host of driving school, club, and other events. Daytona's busy and diverse schedule confirms the track's motto, the World Center of Racing. Save for the racing service itself, Daytona International Speedway's infrastructure has grown and changed to such a degree that it would be almost unrecognizable today to someone who hasn't seen it over the last 20 years.
Thank you.
Of course, tonight we'll be watching for the big one.
Absolutely. Daytona has been always unpredictable. These past few super speedway broadcasts that we've broadcasted, they've ended up either ending in a major crash or a green-white checkered. There's going to be 3 attempts, so we've got plenty of them, but we might end up having to use all 3 of them. So tonight's sponsor is Ron's Race Paints. As we're going to get the graphic up there. It's in the bottom right corner of your screen. Ron's Race Paints will help you with quality iRacing paint schemes and logo designs. You can find them on Facebook at Ron's Race Paint. So if you're an iRacer and you're looking to stand out on the track, go ahead and look Ron's Race Paints on Facebook. Go ahead and DM them and look fly on the racetrack. I'm not sure if anybody racing tonight has a Ron's Race paint scheme. We do have some great paint schemes out here tonight. Also, if you like Intensity Broadcasting Racing Team and you want to see more of that, Intensity Racing Team is excited to announce that we will be entering a pair of talented drivers that you all are familiar with into the Pumpkin Bash 125 from virtual New Hampshire, hosted by E-Driven on October 21st at 8 p.m. The drivers, again, you'll recognize them, are Ian Martin and Tyler Tomasi. They will be driving some awesome-looking Intensity Broadcasting Tour modifieds designed by our very own Josh Hall. So if you want to see some of his work, these Intensity Broadcasting paint schemes that we're racing tonight, Josh designed those, and they look absolutely amazing. So good luck, guys, as you race for the $400 top prize. Jeez. It's a lot of money.
Big purse.
Like, qualifying has now began. 10 minutes, I believe at 5 minutes we will have the drivers meeting where, again, Ian Martin, who's going to be racing in the Pumpkin Bash 125, he's going to be just race control tonight, or he might be driving, I'm not sure. He will be telling us the format for tonight's race here at Daytona. So, Craig, do you have a lot of experience at Superspeedways?
Yeah, a little bit. Just got to watch out for the big one here. Find a drafting partner, hook up with them, and try to get to the front as best you can.
Yeah, it's pretty useless to make your way around the track without a drafting partner. You gotta have that speed, and we'll see probably the two Intensity Broadcasting racing team cars hook up at the beginning of the race. As the past two races, I believe, Josh Hall has been on the pole, as both him and Joe are on the track right now. Again, some things to be looking for. The big one, stay out of that.
And of course, these drivers may have a plan, but that plan will probably be broken.
Yeah, we do see that a lot here. Super Speedway racing, very unpredictable, and qualifying may not mean that much at all. Of course, it gives you that advantage to maybe start off and front run for a long time, but they're shifting in and out of different positions the entire race. It's like our first few times are getting on the board. As Wes Wygand in the number 188, I'll get his car on the screen right now. Here you go, sweet paint scheme. He set a time of 47.838. So he is your current pole leader here at Daytona International Speedway. We'll see if any of the two Intensity Broadcasting drivers can get up there. I believe there was two cars that looked very similar. It's the 188, and then the 37 also looks very similar to the 188. So, Craig, are you familiar with any of these drivers out on the track tonight?
Actually, no. These are all new drivers for me. It'd be interesting to watch how they run and see what happens here.
And when you're racing with the same people at the same type of track over and over, you start to learn their tendencies. That's kind of the same for me in kart racing at Langley Speedway. I race with the same drivers every single week at the same track. So eventually, after racing with them for a long time, you start to learn what they do if they go high on exit of 3 or something like that. So maybe on like the season finale, these drivers will finally learn what their competitors are doing, and that could lead to a big advantage. As Josh Hall is now on the top of the board with a 47.700. We'll see if he can continue to sit atop the podium for the past 3 weeks here at these Super Speedway races. The Super Speedway races were how Intensity Broadcasting started with the F&D Super Speedway races. Those were always fun, and that's how we met Joe and Josh. They've been doing that since in that F&D league since the start of iRacing back in 2011. So if you're going to find an expert on Super Speedways besides maybe a NASCAR driver, definitely Joe and Josh are the best, or one of the best at the Super Speedways. Is on the top of the board. In about 5 minutes, we should be hearing the drivers' meeting, and we'll stop talking for that. Like Ian Martin is going to be running in this race. He qualified 5th. No other Martin boys racing here tonight.
Welcome
sure are
everybody
fun
to
to
race
watch.
1 of the ISSL Super Speedway
Ian Martin
Series,
now with the
sponsored by
drivers' meeting.
Ron's Race Paints. I'm going to go over the drivers' meeting for tonight's event. Please listen carefully. There is a 17X incident limit in place for all drivers. Reaching 17X will result in an automatic disqualification that will not be cleared. Cautions and lucky dogs are iRacing controlled and will not be given by administrators. That goes for cautions and waiver rounds. There are 3 green-white checkered attempts if needed. If all 3 are used and we get another caution, the event will finish under yellow. There is 1 fast repair for this event. Once the pace car is on the pit lane, the leader can fire from them to the green flag at any point they choose. The leader has lane choice on starts and restarts, and it must be called out before we cross the line, taking the 1 to green. Please do not intentionally lay back to get a run on restarts. You will be penalized if found intentionally laying back to pass drivers on a restart. I will remove or penalize any driver during or after the race if appropriate, and the driver will not be refunded. The payouts for tonight are $110 to win, $70 for second, and $45 for third. The points for this series are awarded 25 points to the winner, decreasing by 1 point per position. There are no bonus points for this series, and you have 1 drop week for the 6-week season. This race is broadcasted live on Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. After the race is complete, top 3 drivers, please enter the waiting room and wait for the announcers to pull you in for your interview. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Ian Martin, he does such a great job running this league. He runs it with an iron fist. I feel like he'd do a great job if he ran NASCAR.
Yeah, he really does run a tight ship.
Yeah, it makes for clean racing, definitely. A lot less intentional wrecking than if you'd go to another league with the same type of racing. Majority looks like there is another Martin on the track right now. Dalton J. Martin. He's in a lot of these super speedway events. Seems like he might be a specialty to that. So we'll see maybe Ian drop back and hook up with Dalton. Get a little bit of draft action going on.
Yes, that brings me to my question, Natalie. Who do you got tonight?
Well, of course, we're going to be rooting for the 2 Intensity Broadcasting drivers, Josh and Joe. Joshua, Abe, and Jonathan Berkeley, though, they're going to be competing for the win as well. Can't count out the Martins as well. How about you, Craig?
Absolutely. I was just about to say, I'm going to have to go with Ian tonight.
Yep, and we're glad, again, have him racing with us at the Pumpkin Bash 125, but also Tyler Tomasi. He races late models in real life. I think he has been racing in the ACT series, which is like a really big late model series, so good for him. I think he raced last Saturday, got 3rd, so a great performance. So glad to have 2 great drivers racing in the Pumpkin Bash 125, so tune into E-Driven and check out the 2 Intensity Racing Team cars. But I myself, I've actually been to Daytona International Speedway. It's a very beautiful facility. Of course, it's probably changed. It changes like every year. Something's new. One of the most futuristic facilities in the business. But the banking is so high, you don't realize it until you're actually there in person. 31 degrees. We'll see if these drivers can conquer it. But Josh Hall on the pole. Qualifying is going to be over, so we will do the starting lineup coming up here. It's amazing how iRacing is so realistic. They go to these tracks almost every year. They scan them so they can get everything looking right. The actual counterpart. We have some people that go ahead and look at iRacing and they think that it's the real thing. It's that realistic. And if you're a racing fan, I definitely recommend getting iRacing for yourself. So here is the grid, getting it up right now. So starting on the pole in the number 2, he's going to be number 2 in your ticker. Number 81 on the track, Intensity Broadcasting car. With a 47.700, it's Josh Hall starting on the pole. Second is the 05 of Joshua Abe. Third Third is the number 20 of Jonathan Berkeley. Starting fourth is the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. Starting fifth, rounding out the top five, is the number 98 of Ian Martin. Sixth is the number 188 of Wes Wygand. Seventh is the number 76 of Ron Morris Jr. Eighth is the 38 of James Coitrone. Ninth is the 09 of Michael White. And then starting 10th is our very own number 17 of Joe Wright. He's going to be number 17 on your ticker, and I believe number 82 on the track. Then at 11th, we've got the 311 of Justin Holt. 12th is the 4 car of John Taylor the 4th. And 13th, we got the 71 of John Ernst. And in 14th, the 75 of Michael Martino. 15th is the 111 car of Clay Atwood. 16th is the 29 of Chad Grant. And rounding out the top 17 with the final spot on the grid is the 12 of Greg Petria. There are other drivers also participating in this race that didn't queue on the qualifying, so they'll also be racing. I just didn't mention their names. So a lot of big names here at Talladega. Who will win, though? A lot of unpredictableness here. Excited to see who will win.
It'll be very interesting to see who is aggressive and goes to the front first, or maybe hang in the back and play it safe. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's always been a strategy where you just fall to the back and wait for something to happen, and most of the time it always does.
Absolutely.
Here we go, Josh Hall in the front row. We got on the outside that 05 car of Joshua Abe. We've always, for the past few races, it's been Josh on the pole and then a non-intensity broadcasting driver on the high side. Looks like Joe is in 10th, so he's going to have to try to make his way up through the field to get up to Josh to give him a push. But I guess some other drivers will give him some help. You got to trust your surrounding drivers.
Yeah, and with this being 30 laps, I don't know. It's a kind of a short race, so we'll see what happens.
A lot of the other super speedways, they might be 60, 75 laps or 50 laps, but this is going to be 30, so very short. Not a lot of time to make it up front if you're going to be in the back, but still watch for that caution. And even if you do have some teammates around you on that final lap, it's no holds barred.
Yeah, the game plan goes out the window at that point.
Very true. Like the pace car choice, it's that Mustang. I believe there's 3 different choices for what you're going to have as a pace car. Our admin gets to choose as that pace car pulls in as we're getting ready for some super speedway racing. Onto the trial. Green flag is out here at Daytona International Speedway, side by side for the lead. Josh Hall and Joshua Abe. So we got 2 Joshes up front, but Josh is going to clear him. That's going to be confusing for this entire race. Looks like he's going to be picked up by our very own Joe Wright going into the front straightaway.
That 82 really had a run. He's on the top side.
Get him, yep. But what happened on the start? Did he, get a good restart?
He had a great start. He just, like I said, he had a run, and he's trying to make that top side work.
There's always 2 trains of cars, I guess you could call it. And sometimes maybe you might even see a third line, especially in the waning laps of this race. Or you might see a few drivers pop up there to get some clean air, as your car, after staying behind another car for a long time, can definitely overheat.
Yeah, and that top side's working. Here they come.
Joshua Abe on the high side. We're side by side for the lead. Coming into the back straightaway as he clears them. New leader here at Daytona International Speedway is the 05 of Joshua Abe, as Joe pulls behind him. As the new leader on the high side is race admin Ian Martin.
Yeah, he's looking to do the same. Come up on that top side and see if he can take the lead.
He's got help from the 38 of James Coytrone. You've seen him in some other events here on Intensity Broadcasting. See what happens in turns 1 and 2. Yeah, he's definitely getting a great run. Good push.
Yeah.
Joe, I think he's going to try to move to the outside, and he does. Bold move from that
Very
82
bold.
car, as he's going to try to get that lead now over the 05 car of Joshua Abe. He's getting a great run. Who knows, that could be the move of the race here at Daytona. It looks like he's going to clear him for the most part.
Looks like Ian's going to give him a push to the front.
And he cleared him. New leader here at Daytona International Speedway.
These cars are dancing all around.
There's a lot of cars going down to the apron. Another big move. Joshua Ave goes back up to the high side. We might see that whenever another car clears another car, then that second place car is going to move back up.
Yeah, they're neck right now.
Whoa, a big going all the way down almost to the grass. That 71 car of John Ernst. They've been very clean so far. Only 5 of the 30 have been completed. But it hasn't been dirty for the most part. But these guys, they're experienced iRacers. Got a lot of A's and B classes. Majority of them are A class, so that's like the most experienced besides pro that you can get on iRacing. So that means that they've raced a lot and they know what they're doing here on these super speedways. But on the other hand, a lot of these guys are used to racing in these Ian races on short tracks, so they might not be exactly accustomed to the type of racing that is super speedway.
Yeah, we'll see how this pans out. Looks like the first pack of 8, they're pretty tight, and it kind of loosens up after that.
Yeah, so from Joe right to Wes Wygand, we sometimes see that where just a small little cluster of cars gets ahead of the others. A lot of times you can tell that the others are the cars that might be trying to lay back and avoid the big one. So far,
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that strategy plays out for him.
I mean, anyone that watched that last NASCAR race last Sunday at Talladega would swear they didn't know how to drive. It was a wreck fest. Hopefully, that's not going to be the same case here at Daytona. There were so many cautions, 11 to be exact.
Yeah, that was an exciting race for sure.
Denny Hamlin, definitely an experienced super speedway racer, getting that win, but I think we might have had one short track race in the super late model cars at Nashville where we had 11 or 12 cautions. I'm not sure. The races, they drag on for a long time when there's a lot of cautions, but so far clean racing here at Daytona.
Very clean.
So some other guys that might be waiting, Ian Martin, he could easily go outside and dump that 05, but again, he's just going to stick behind him. If that second place car, maybe Josh Hall, if he can get cleared. Oh no, in the wall. And caution's out. So we're going to do our wreckage replay here. All right, we're going to go back to the race screen, and here is your instant replay here. Just Joe into the 05, and just a lot of spinning going on. Might even do it a little bit slower paced here. Super speed. Well, that chopper cam's nice. There you go. He moves high, maybe to try to clear him on the high side, and just clips that front end into the wall.
Yeah, he just washes up into him.
Like some right front damage to the 98 car of Ian Martin.
And that sets a chain reaction for everybody else.
Definitely compare it to like a domino effect, I guess you could say.
29 just misses that.
Yep, kudos to the 29. I think nope. Contact. Oh yeah, that, I believe it was the 37 car made a little contact.
Yeah.
As they go into pit road, we're gonna pull in the two Intensity Racing team guys into the booth here. We'll get them in. So hey guys, this is Atlee and Craig in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you on clear.
So far, first caution, it was very clean in the beginning. What happened there this past caution here?
I think I got the apron just a little bit and pushed up just a little bit. I don't know that I went way up, but it's hard to tell. Man, what did it look like from your standpoint?
Well, it looks like you went up there. Were you trying to clear him up top?
No. No, I was trying to stay on the bottom. I felt like I got hooked, but I think I just pushed up a little bit to tag the apron.
I do have something to say though. You smushed my face.
We were just talking about that, actually.
Yeah, that nice paint scheme.
What do you think about that 10th to 1st in 2 laps, though?
It was amazing. You were talking about it. Craig saw your restart, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, you had to run for sure.
Well, that's what happens when they don't guard that outside line, right, Craig? So
yeah.
Hey, if you're not gonna go and you're not gonna protect, then I'm gonna go.
That's right.
It looks like you're gonna have to go 10th or even farther to 1st again. You think you're up to the task, Joe?
It might be time to ride for a little bit. That was too stressful. I was shaking.
All right. Well, it's fall. Going a nice cruise here at Daytona. Good luck. All right. So, Craig, you want to do the restart this time?
Sure. We're just about halfway.
Yep, very close. Let's see. So, Josh, he ended up making it. He was very close to the wreck, but he made it through it unscathed. Along with that 37-71 car. But a lot of people had to go into repairs. Only 4 cars really didn't get too much damage. It's Josh Hall, Brandon Marlowe, John Ernst, and John Taylor the 4th. Lights on the pace car are off.
Yeah, just about to go here. Looks like we'll see if the 81 can get a good start. But it does look like that top line is working. All right, pace car drops off. Just waiting for the 81 to fire, and he goes. He got a great push. Great run. He's all by himself. 1 to 2 car lengths. I think the 37 and the 4 are going to group together and see if they can come and catch him. We got a yellow flag.
Yellow flag here at Daytona right while we were restarting. Here we got your wreckage replay here presented by Ron's Race Paints.
Oh, looks like the 75.
Here we go, back onto this replay right here. We'll do the chopper cam. Here you go. At 1/8 speed. That's very jumbled up. Ooh.
Yeah, the 75 of Michael Martino gets hit in the quarter panel and sends him around.
Here it is at 1/8 of the speed. That it is a little bit of a slower pace.
And once again, that 82 gets a good run off that start.
So a lot of jumbling up front. That 38 car really is the person that triggers that reaction as he slows down to avoid it, and then he clips that 29 car as he moves up to avoid the 38, gets into the 20, that 20 gets into the 75, and then it all goes downhill from there, I guess.
Indeed.
Boom. Love, though, that you can do these instant replays on iRacing.
Absolutely, because here at Daytona, it happens so fast.
You can get that like 1/8 speed. That definitely helped see what happened, where everything was going on. But like you said, again, these wrecks go by so fast, split second, and they're all around.
That's all it takes.
So Joe, he went from, I think he started 14th. He's now in 8th. So about 6 spots that he made up during that restart. Made it through. So Craig, once we get all the running order, if you wouldn't mind, could you do the running order once everybody gets back in their places, and then you can do the countdown to green?
Absolutely. Looks like Josh Hall will be taking it off here in the pole position again. 37, Brandon Marlowe. Number 4, John Taylor the 4th. Looks like the 22 of Greg Petrea. So we start to grid up here and
Everybody,
keep your eye on Joseph Wright as he starts. He's getting some great restarts tonight.
get those 2 times. Got great positions. We'll see if he can do it again from 8th to 1st.
The 115 of Jonathan Mitchum, he has really come up. I think he started in the back. He's running in 9th here at halfway. Looks like we may have one more lap. It'll be interesting to watch this restart.
Try it again. All right, you got the call.
All right, here we go. All right, pace car pulls in. Just waiting for the 81 to fire. And he goes. 4 got a good run. We'll see if he pushes him out front. '81 seems to be pulling off a couple car lengths. But that top side's working. Looks like the 22 and the 37 are pulling something together here on the top side. That's Brandon Marlowe in the 37, the 22,
He cleared him.
and he takes the lead.
Here's one thing to keep in mind. These drivers, due to popular demand, I forgot to mention, and there's a car in the wall. Did you see who that was?
No, I'm sorry I didn't. That happened really fast. But it looks like we had a little bit of a jumble there from like 5th on back.
We're gonna try to figure out who it was. Like to be that 111 car of Clay Atwood. Right here we go, get it back to the race cam. Here's maybe our first replay. It's going to be in fast motion.
Yeah, they were dancing all around there.
All right, here's it in a little bit more of a slower pace. Can paint the picture a little bit better. So the 82 car goes up. I don't think that was it. Got the 37 car. It gets up into the quarter panel of the 71. And it all escalates from there.
Yeah, kind of a chain reaction deal. 88 gets hit there.
It looks like my face got smushed again.
Again.
But that is our third caution of the night, as a lot of people are heading on to pit road. Still, Brandon Marlowe and Josh Hall are the only cars on the track that have not went on to pit road. That was a great restart for the 37 car of Brandon Marlowe.
Yes, it was. It'll be interesting. So we'll go to green with probably 10 or less laps to go. It'll be an interesting restart here.
I think it might be like 10 or 9, so that'll be right when the nitty-gritty of the race starts to happen.
Yeah, that's when the aggressiveness starts and your plan goes out the window.
Again, looks like Joe, he's going to have to make his way up through the field once again. Another great restart that last time. It's just the plans were foiled by that little chain reaction up front.
Yeah, I missed in the drivers' meeting. How many quick repairs do these drivers have tonight?
They have one right before that caution happened. I was just going to say that these drivers that have used their reset may have to play it safe for a while. And there's a lot of race left, but at the same time, there isn't.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think we're done wrecking.
Oh, no, I don't think so either. But after 3 cautions, a lot of these drivers should have gone through their resets.
Yeah, with just one, I'm pretty sure some of them have already used that up.
We do with like 1 lap to go going into a green-white checkered. That reset must be looking pretty nice if you get caught in that big one on the final before the green-white checkered. As
Absolutely.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here. This race is going to end in a green-white checkered. It's a prediction. I don't know if it's going to happen, but most super speedway races do.
I'll have to agree with you on that one.
Coming in, we got Brandon Marlowe, Josh Hall behind them. We've got the 22 car of Greg Patria, and then Ron Morris Jr. behind them. Interesting. The last restart, Brandon Marlowe got a fantastic restart. We'll see if the 81 can get a better one. Joey's going to have to make his way up through the field. He's the final car on the lead lap. Got 3 cars that are off of the lead lap.
Yeah, and Brandon's going to need help from behind, so we'll see if that 22 gives him a good push and puts him out front.
And then same thing for Josh with that 88 car of Ron Morris. See if he can help him on the high side. His pace car is in, and here we go with the restart. Fire it, and they fire. Green flag is out here at Daytona. Back again for the restart. And Brandon Marlowe, another fantastic restart as they line up 1 and 2, going into turns 1 and 2 as he gets that lead. But I don't think we've seen the end of that 81 car as these two fly away from the others.
Yeah, they've hooked up and they're checking out. It's going to take a partner to get back up there, and we see Ian coming up with the 88. They'll be to him shortly. Big push from Ian.
As they go into turns 1 and 2 still, looks like he's going to get the lap. Brandon Marlowe in that 37, a good restart can lead to a great race. Let's see.
Bold move from Ian. He takes the top side. He's going to hook up with the 81.
Ooh, that could be the move of the race. Great move. Or could it be? As looks like they've cleared the 37 new leader, and Ian's going to pull by behind him. Josh Hall is your new leader here at Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, it looks like something's developing on the top side. If the 10 can get together with the 75.
Oh,
that
yep.
doesn't work.
See that 88 car of Ron Morris. They're getting up there. So the full field, at first it was those 4 cars that were ahead of everyone else, but the full field has caught up to each other. So everybody's back into contention for the most part.
Yeah, the top 3 are checking out.
Yeah, if there's 3 that have the chance to win this right now, it's got to be these 3 up front. Josh Hall, Ian Martin, Brandon Marlowe.
Yeah, if they just stay together till maybe 1 or 2 laps to go, we'll see what happens.
But again, of course, if they can be out of the mess, but still, I don't think we've seen the final caution yet. But if the top,
I have to agree.
But if the top 3 can stay out of it, then they'll still be in contention. Oh, looks like we got something going up on the top side.
Ian finds a dance partner. They're going to push out to the front.
Ooh, and it looks to be working very well. Both of them clear. Josh Hall, new leader here at Daytona International Speedway. Ian Martin with a fantastic move, hooking up with that 10 car. And it's his brother, Dalton J. Martin. I just now realized that.
Now look at that.
Whoa, what's going on? Josh Hall goes to the high side. Trying
He's
to
got
get back up there.
Yeah, massive run for him. All by himself. Doing a little side drafting off the 10.
Oh, Ian Martin moves up there. Then he goes back down. Here comes Morris, Ron Morris Jr. coming up to help Josh Hall.
We got a spinner in 22. No caution.
Yeah, it didn't look to be involving anybody else, so that's not very caution-worthy.
Looks like the 10 is trying to figure it out where he wants to go.
I mean, if he can get up there in front and then clear Ian, they'll still be 1-2, both of them. So I think maybe he should try to go up there in front of the 81 But I don't know. Looks like they're going by lap traffic. We'll see if they can get by him clean. Sometimes lap traffic can be trouble, but he's doing a lot of damage on that car.
A track like this, lap traffic is no good.
You've seen so many incidents where a lap car can just get in the way of the faster leaders, and it can just cause the big ones. So many cars wrecking, and you hate to see it. Ian Martin goes to the high side in front of Josh Hall as the 10 car gets the run on the bottom.
Yeah, he's doing his best just to block all he can. Ooh, a little loose there.
Uh-oh. Oh!
Ooh.
Oh, and they
we've got
couldn't
another wreck.
save it. And here we're going to get here we got your wreckage replay here. Get that screen up. Alright, so this is going to be a slow motion restart this time. Just to start it off. Here it is. Oh no, first is going to be fast motion. Going to happen pretty quick. But here is now the slow motion replay. It all kind of started when Ian Martin went up top. It's loose.
Yeah, he's doing all he can to block. 81 kind of taps him in a weird angle.
Yeah, the 37, he gets down on the apron, which is not the place you want to be at 31-degree turns.
Nah, that really upsets the car for sure.
Into the 81. And the 81 is up into the wall, gets a lot of right front damage. Then into the 88 car of Ron Morse. He gets into the 05, and it all goes downhill from here.
It sure does.
And then my face gets smashed again. But I knew that wasn't going to be the final caution, and even after this caution, I don't think it's going to be the final caution.
Oh, I don't think we're done. That's for sure.
For the most part, Dalton and Ian, both of them made it out unscathed for the most part. I'll just for sure look at the front ends of both cars to make sure. Oh yeah, they look fine for the most part.
Yeah, look good.
Who's this with the wave around? I think that's John Ernst. No, it's not. I think it is. John Ernst gets the wave around. So Craig, do you remember when you ran the short track Superstock series and you had 0 incidents the entire season?
Yeah, that was a blast. You know, I just I play a more conservative role when I drive. Try to be head smart and try to stay out of the. You kind of see when things develop. You know who to race around and who maybe not to race around.
Oh yeah, definitely racing with the same people every week. We talked about that in the beginning. With these series races, especially if they're at the same track every time or same track type. I mean, Daytona and Talladega, they're pretty much the same, except for, I guess the only thing that's different between the two is the start-finish line is in like the middle of the tri-oval. It's more at the end of it. But both Talladega and Daytona are pretty much the same, as lights on the pace car are off. When we start, it's going to be a green-white checkered.
This will be interesting. Like I said, you need a dancing partner out here, so we'll see who pushes who and who leaves them out to dry.
I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of pushing until maybe the end of turn 4, right before the tri-oval on the final lap. That's when we're going to see everyone ditching each other. $170. Of course you're going to fight for that money.
Absolutely. It's a good payday for today.
And second isn't too bad either. Or no, I think it's $110 for first, $70 for second, $45 for third. But still, even $110 is not that bad. But on the front row, it's the Martin boys, Brandon Marlowe, and then Joshua Abe. He was on the front row on the first restart of the race. He's back up front after getting in an early wreck. All right, here we go. Green, white, checkered here. Pace car is in. And here we go, restarting for the green, white, checkered. Green flag is back out here at Daytona International Speedway. Is a great jump for the 10 car of Dalton J. Martin. He's going to clear his brother. Going into turns 1 and 2.
Huge run for the 10. Looks like Ian's going to...
Joshua Abe also getting a good start, getting ahead of Brandon Marlowe. But the two of Dalton and Ian so far getting ahead of the competition is when we go by. It's going to be 1 lap to go.
You know, if those two just work together until the last lap, they should check out from the 05, but we'll see.
I don't know. Anything can happen on that final lap. And 1 lap to go here at Daytona International Speedway. Going into turns 1 and 2, they remain. Got something coming up on the high side. The 29 of Chad Grant and the 81 of Josh Hall. They're cooking something up on the high side. I don't know, though, if they can get up there in time.
Here comes Ian.
Side by side, going into turns 3 and 4. This is exactly what we hope to see here. As Ian Martin takes the lead, they hook up top. Oh, and they all go around. Ian Martin wins the race. Okay, I didn't get a very good view of that finish because I had it on Dalton J. Martin. Here's a replay of the finish. That even doesn't tell the whole story. Here we go. 1/8 speed. So Dalton was flung all the way out there to Chad Grant in the 29, and then he just goes around.
Yeah, just a last lap deal here at Daytona.
Into the wall, crumples the front end. Got Josh Hall involved, 29, 75.
75, like his third incident tonight.
And, of course, my face gets destroyed again.
Of course.
But that top 4-5 makes it through unscathed. But Ian Martin gets the win.
What an exciting finish that was.
And then the rest, oh, they all go behind him as he just gets a clear run through the finish. Congratulations to Ian Martin on the win as we'll get that final lineup. Here we go, representing Club North Carolina, and that number 98 machine. That is Ian Martin at 98. Second place with a very damaged car. He made it by, though, was the 05 of Joshua Abe. Third, the 12 of Greg Patria. Fourth, the 20 of Jonathan Berkeley. Fifth was the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. Then sixth was the 71 of John Ernst. Seventh, the 188 of Wes Wygand. Eighth was the 311 of Justin Holt. Ninth was Michael Martino. And then 10th was the 115 of Jonathan Mitchum. Then with the results toggle, 11th was the 10 of Dalton J. Martin. 12th was the 2 of Josh Hall. 13th was the 29 of Chad Grant. 14th was the 38 of James Coytrone. 15th was the 82 of Joseph Wright. 16th was the number 4 of Jonathan Taylor the 4th. 17th was the 09 of Michael White. 18th was the 76 of Ron Morse Jr. And rounding out the final spot on the field was the 111 of Clay Atwood. So we're going to do it kind of short track style we're going to go third, second, and first. So the first guy we're going to pull into the booth is I believe that's the 12 car of Greg Patria. Here we go. You ready, Craig?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Greg, this is Atlee and Craig in the booth. You got a copy? Oh, looks like couldn't get him into the booth. We're going to try it again. Hey, Greg, this is Atlee and Craig in the booth. You got it? Oh. So it looks like a couple problems going on with Greg Patria. Let's try second place car, Joshua Abe. Here we go. Hey, Joshua, this is Atlee and Craig in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So, great race. Very exciting. You went across the finish line with a very damaged car. But what was the full story during this race from your point of view?
Survive. Really just survive and a little bit of luck.
Absolutely. That's always the goal here at these super speedways. You were involved. What happened in that first little caution during that first little portion of the race?
Oh, the guy just the inside line wasn't really holding his line, and I guess he was just trying to side draft and whatever. He just kind of came up, and that's all she wrote from there.
Well, anyone you want to thank?
Oh, absolutely. I got Primetime Sports Talk. It's my main sponsor. Quest Tech Precision. 41 Shocks, Earl Baxter. Charlie Milner with Milner Media and Design. He puts wraps on all of our Team DTJ cars, and the rest of the boys from DTJ actually that were in here. You know, we had Justin and Brandon and Wes and Clay. We had some fun tonight, and wish would have had a better result, but not sure what happened at the end there. Kind of just got dorked for a win, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So we'll try to get next week.
Well, congratulations on the second place finish. Looks like we've got the first place finisher, Ian Martin. How does it feel, man?
Not the way I wanted to win it. Tried to come up to side draft Josh at the end and ended up making contact with him. I'm glad he still ended up with a second place finish, but that's not the way I like to win. Nonetheless, I thought it was a pretty good race. Got caught up in that first incident with Joe and Josh. Got the quick repair and just tried to miss all the carnage and was there at the end.
Yeah, Ian, it looks like when you're coming to the line, you were really squirrely. Great car control, man. Good job.
Yeah, it got real loose after me and Joshua made the contact. Like I said, I didn't mean to make contact with him. I was just trying to come up to side draft. I didn't have any help on that bottom. So trying to come up and side draft him to potentially keep the win, and ended up making contact with him. Like I said, not the way I wanted to win, but glad we still got the win and he got the second place.
Yeah, great job.
So one more time, you're gonna give us. You want to give a shout out to the sponsor for tonight?
Yep, Ron's Race Paints has come on board to sponsor this series. So if you need any iRacing paints or graphic design done, make sure to get in touch with Ron Morris on Facebook. Also, I want to thank Doc's Gaming LLC for sponsoring my ride for this season. And then thank you guys for putting this broadcast on for us.
So we also have one more piece of news. Again, you're racing in the Pumpkin Bash 125 at New Hampshire. You excited for that?
Oh, I'm excited and nervous at the same time for that. Like I said in the last interview I had with you guys, I haven't raced New Hampshire ever on the sim. Just bought the track last night. Plan on turning some laps here soon. I hear it's a hard track to learn, so I'm going to give it my best shot.
Well, we wish you good luck. Go ahead and go out to E-Driven to go check them out. You and Tyler Tomasi going to be racing at New Hampshire. Thank you for the interview.
Appreciate it.
And then we're going to try one more time to see if it'll work. Greg Patria in third. Get him into the booth. Hey, Greg, this is Atlee and Craig in the booth. You got a copy? Alright, so looks like that's not going to work. So finally, we're going to get the 2 Intensity Broadcasting Racing Team drivers into the booth. Hey, Josh and Joe, you got a copy?
Sure do.
So that, I don't think was the way that you wanted it to end there. What happened there?
Well, I apologize to Ian. I spun him out earlier. He pulled up in front of me. He pushed me to the front, which was great. I made an aggressive move to get in front of him. We both cleared the 37 car, and then he jumped up in front of me later on when he got hooked up with the other Martin there. And as I was going into 3, I thought I was off him enough. I guess I turned him around. That was the first incident I was involved in, and then the second incident. I'm not really sure what happened. I know someone jumped up in front of the car in front of me, and I think he spun him out, and I got caught up in someone else's stuff. So it is what it is. We move on to next week.
Yeah, that seemed to keep happening. Y'all getting caught up in that first one. There was a lot of different cautions, but y'all put up a valiant effort. Great job.
Yep. I wrecked myself from the lead. I hit the apron and it shot me up the track, and then I got caught up in that second melee there when they went 3 wide, because I think the guy on the outside clapped the wall and it sent everybody motoring at him, and then they all started wrecking in front of me, and I had nowhere to go. But if you look back at where Ron Morris came through that thing, man, he scooted right through there. I don't know how he made it through, but he did.
Well, Joe, you had some impressive restarts tonight. What was your secret?
Oh, well, if you didn't catch it on video, I can't tell anybody. We talked about it earlier. Yeah, man. I mean, super speedways, if you're not going to protect, and this goes for actually any track, if you're not going to protect that outside line, iRacing's thing is you got to get going, and if you don't get going at the green flag, I'm going to pass you on the outside.
That's right.
So,
Great
Good
job.
job.
Great job, you two. Hopefully we'll see if we can get a little better performance next Friday.
Yeah, I want to thank Intensity Broadcasting again for doing this for us. It's been fun running for you guys and promoting the broadcast. So we move on to Talladega next week.
yeah, I just noticed I didn't have my purple wheels. I think that was the problem. I'll have to go ahead and switch that. Get that fixed. Get that straight.
The things that happen to the car. Well, great job. Thank you for the interview. Well, overall, that was a great race here at Daytona International Speedway. One more time, congratulations to Ian Martin on the victory. Crazy final finish here. Thank you for watching the short track or the iRacing Superstock League Super Speedway Series race at Daytona International Speedway. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. It is very appreciated. We got another race coming up this Saturday this Sunday, Original Rebels Racing League. So go ahead and check that out. It's going to be an exciting race. And we got a lot of spots open, so if you want a broadcasting company to do your races, go ahead and contact us. We still have a few spots open for more broadcasts, so go ahead and do it. And thank you for watching. Over and out.